Hello everyone, welcome back to our My 2018 tutorial series on our Catapult project. This is where we left off last time. We got the wheels done, stakes in there, and the axles in place. And now we're going to go ahead and start working on our winch assembly in the back here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to need is I'm going to need there to be a beam that goes in between here. So I'm going to go ahead and just select this axle down here, and I'm just going to move it up and repurpose it up here. Okay, I'm going to bring it in here. Like so. And I can already see before I even start the winch that this is placed too far forward, because once I put the winch back here with the handle, this wheel's in the way. So I'm going to move this back a little bit further down the line here. So I'll just go ahead and select all these bits and just push it further back. This one. There we go. Just push it further back over here. That way it's not in the way. Okay. Next, I'm going to go ahead and shrink this up a little bit so that it's not hanging off quite so much. Okay. Something about like that. That's good. Okay. So next, we need to have a winch assembly portion up here, or the wheel for the winch. So to do that, we're just going to, again, create ourselves another cylinder. We might even actually be able to borrow from this guy over here. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's go ahead and try that first. We're just going to duplicate off a wheel first. In the past, I've had you guys go ahead and create a brand new cylinder. Since the material is very similar to what is going on here already, I'm going to use some of this. I'm going to get rid of some of the extra bits that I have on here to make it a little bit different. So I'm going to go to Mesh and Separate. And I'm just going to take this one here. I'll center the pivot because the point is not central anymore. There we go. I'm just going to delete all this off. I don't need that. There we go. And then we're left with a wheel all by itself. These inner pieces here, I don't think that the studs on them are quite as necessary. But we can't just delete them either. So I'm just going to select every other face up here, like so. Just the top faces of those traction bits. I'm just going to scale them together, which is where they flatten back against the surface of the wheel itself. So there you go. That's good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to move it where it is on the end of our catapult here. Just going to hold down V, vertex snap it on the end here. I'm going to scale it down a bit. Like that. That way it's not rubbing on this one down here. Okay, that's good. And I'm just going to actually duplicate, so I want there to be a total of 2 of them. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a metal peg. I want that to go in between here. There's going to be cross pegs that are going to go this way, and then there's going to be central pegs that'll come up and meet with the wheel. Okay. Let's see if I can actually make this go a little bit wider. I want it to go at the end. There we go. Okay, so to create a new one, I'm just going to drop in another cylinder. Here we go. This is going to be the metal pegs that I was talking about earlier. I'll scale this one down. There we go. We're going to hold down right mouse button and go to Assign Existing Material to Catapult Texture. Camber. Okay, and I'm going to go to UVs and Automatic. There we go. Rotate this thing 90 degrees on its side. Okay. And let's go over to our UV texture editor and go ahead and put this in the appropriate texture spot. Okay, go ahead and click on this guy. Going to take all the shells and just move them off for a moment. Stitch all of these ones here together. So I'm just going to go to move and sew, hit G for move and sew. Select the last one, hit G. There we go. And I'm just going to move all this into the metal texture. There we go. There we are. Exit out of here. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this in here. So I'm just going to move it over there. Actually, it'd make more sense if it's already in the metal, right? So let's just put it right there. I'm just going to scale this up a little bit. So it's got a little bit more thickness to it. Then scale it back down the Y. That way it's not poking out the sides. Okay, so that looks good. All right, I'm going to duplicate this because I'm going to save one for a little bit later. Control D and just move this off to the side. Maybe actually, let's see here. Maybe if I poke it out the side, it actually might look kind of interesting. Yeah, I kind of actually do like that. We'll leave that there. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move the pivot point from this location to the center here. And then we're going to use our duplicate special like we did down below with the screws to put in the rest of them. So I'm going to hold down, I'm going to press W, I'm going to hold down V and vertex snap this one to the center. Oops. Press D, hold down V. There we go. Now the pivot point is on the center. So toggle on wire on shaded, make sure it's on that central vertex. That way, if I press D again here, activate, rotate, I can now rotate this around the outside. That's good. Now I can go to edit and duplicate special, and it should already be set up from earlier, but I'll just go ahead and open up the submenu in case I'm working in a different access, but I should just be able to hit apply. There we go. That looks good. Actually, I'll leave wire on shaded on for one more second because what I want to do is I actually want to do the same thing with this one. This one's going to be on the inside though, so kind of like it's going to be poking out of these guys and touching the bars and pushing the bars forward. So I'm going to vertex snap it actually to the center vertex here. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I want to rotate it. Let's see here. It is it's 0. That's right. Okay. So I want to poke up about that much, but right now it's intersecting this one right here. So all I need to do is move the pivot point of this guy back down to here, and then I can rotate it to where it's going the right way. So I'm gonna hold down, I'm gonna press D, hold down V, and I'll vertex snap the pivot point right there. And now this is kind of the spot where you want to kind of decide which direction this would be putting pressure on this wheel from. So if they're cranking counterclockwise to turn this wheel, then this needs to be laying against this one, right? So I'm going to press D to exit out of the pivot point mode. So then I have to rotate this to where, as I'm putting pressure on it, the pegs are always leaning against this side of the pegs. They wouldn't be leaning against this one. Okay, so slight tilt going that direction. So from here, I should just be able to hit apply, and this will repopulate these guys. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's good. Okay. Now what we need to do is we're going to turn off wire on shaded for one. Ooh, and I made a snafu. I forgot to name all of these pegs. Also, it looks like these guys are also still not quite far enough back because you can see how the peg down here is going to be chipping into that bottom leg, so it does need to go back a smidge further. So not bad timing. I'll go ahead and select all this again. Deselect all this over here too. And I'm just going to move it back a little bit more. That way when these things rotate, it doesn't clip the bottom part here. I might have to bring these guys back a smidge too. There we go. That works. Probably means I need to also put some of these screws on top of this guy. Getting a little sidetracked here, but that's okay. And I'll just duplicate and put these over here. Normally I'd say these need to be mirrored perfectly, but it's okay if they're just a little bit off. Just cut up on this part here. Okay, that's good. Okay, so addressing the naming part here. We already talked about this in the last lesson with search and replace for names. So let's go ahead and do that again. Let's go ahead and select all these cylinders. And I'll go to edit, or I'm sorry, not edit, modify. Search and replace names. I'm going to replace this with P cylinder. This will be replaced with peg, or let's call it mesh peg. And we do selected, hit apply. There we go. So now these are all been changed. That's good. Easy peasy. Okay, so next we're going to create the handle for this. So I'm going to go ahead and create myself a cube. Bring this up to the front here, bring it off to the side. Okay, so I'm going to flatten this cube on one side. I'm going to scale it out a little bit. This is going to be the handle for our winch. So kind of getting into a rectangular shape for us to be able to beat into the shape we want. Okay, so from here, I'm going to drop in a couple of edge loops to shape this a little bit. So I'm going to drop in, let's say, one back here. And I'll just automatically use my scale tool to widen it up in the back. I'll turn my insert edge loop tool again, and we'll drop one more right here. You saw how it popped there. It means that I have insert edge flow turned on. So let's go ahead and turn that off. I want to be able to do this myself. We'll go down to the end here. And we'll just add a little bit more scale to this. Okay. A little more thickness. Okay. And then we're going to do multiples. We'll have two. And we'll put one right here. Scale these two apart. Okay, so now we got a little bit of rounding going on here. When I said scale these apart, I was using the z-axis, not the teal one in the center. So I'm just dragging them apart, so that's pushing them on both sides. I think this one here actually needs to be brought down. There we go. That looks acceptable. So from here, I'm just going to bevel the outside edges. I'll just double click on these guys and on the corners as well. Just holding down Shift, double clicking the edges. I don't want these cross sections here. Okay, so bevel. And let's go ahead and add in 2 seconds. That should be good. All right, so now we have the beam that's going to be our handle, or the crank for our handle. Let's call that one mesh underscore winch handle. We'll delete the history, and we're going to hold down right mouse button on top of it and go to assign existing material of Catapult texture Lambert. Okay, that's good. And we're going to go to UVs and automatic. From here, going to my split view, So panels, panel, and UV editor. And I'm going to squash these down just a little bit. And then I'm going to put them in this texture space right over here. Yeah, that looks good. And I'll just take these edges along the sides here. I just know that, like, with how thin this is, with this being the length of this is obviously way too thick. So I'm just going to skinny this up to the appropriate width and just rotate it. Put it in the appropriate texture area. And that should be pretty good. Let's go take a look here. Okay, that's about what I expected. That works. Okay. So I'm just going to take this guy here, bring it up, position it like so. I'll borrow one of these pegs here, Control D, bring it on out, center the pivot on it, that icon there. And let's see here, I'm going to rotate it like so, rotate it on its side, put 90 degrees there, 0 degrees there. And basically we're just creating this peg. It's going to be, we actually want it to be locked in right there. Come through, scale it up, and in. Basically mounting our crank handle here. And then we're going to create one more. This is just going to be for the grip. So I'll just duplicate this guy one more time and bring it over here. And we'll put it off to the side. This is the first one we'll grab onto and be able to muscle it around. Okay. After seeing it like this is actually a little too big, so let's go ahead and just bring this down a bit. Okay, so there we go. Our winch is complete. We're at about 18 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the lesson here. In the next lesson, we're going to go ahead and finish off our winch, and we will go ahead and start working on the catapult arm. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next lesson.